And that's okay. We love all of you. Bring around everyone. We need to communicate with everybody who may be a bit more emotional in their thinking about issues rather than 12 cents a gallon or $779.28. You know what $779.28 would also buy besides an average Christmas? It would buy 2 years of school lunches at a public school. It would buy 1 year of college textbooks for a student.
Yeah.
So whenever we use our numbers, which are all documented on the website, gastaxrepeal.org, we want to make sure we translate this into what really is the burden, the cost of living. What is the sacrifice that Sacramento politicians are forcing on working families who barely are making it today? And we're going to add to their burdens? No. So cost of living and the impact it has on ordinary day-to-day purposes. Second, the gas tax won't fix the roads. It is a fraud.
Yes.
Politicians are committing outright fraud. In the private sector, you go to jail. In government, you get a promotion.
Yeah.
And so, where is the fraud? Let me explain what the fraud is. A couple different things just to really highlight it for you. Number one, before the gas tax increase, we already had the second highest gas tax in the nation. So when we lower it with yes on 6, we're still going to have more than enough money to fix the roads. You can't tell me that by paying the second highest gas tax in the nation, we can't at least have the second best roads. I actually think we should have the best roads.
Yeah.
The Recent Foundation did a study showing that for every dollar on average, the other 49 states spend per mile of road. And that includes the wonderfully managed state of Illinois, and that average dragging it down. For every dollar for the mile of road on average that is spent, California spends $4.7 for the same mile of road.
Yep.
That is what we call a 470% inefficiency and waste factor. Oh, it gets worse. That assumes that you actually give money to the roads. Most of the money is transferred before it even goes to a transportation agency. It goes to the general fund. To pay for what? Not filling potholes, but filling the government pension holes. So that people can retire in government with 6-figure salaries, earning more on their first day of retirement than their highest salary actually working for the taxpayer.
Right.
And so the pension is what's driving this, not the pothole. Some other examples, because these are all going to come out in the campaign. There is no investigative journalism anymore, by the way.
No.
The media is too lazy or liberal to even look at where the money's going and ask tough questions. Remember the big brouhaha with Ben Carson at HUD for buying a conference table and a desk for $18,000? Well, sorry to give a headache to the liberal media of California. Caltrans just bought a conference table for $25,000, and we got the invoice from a whistleblower. And it gets worse. How much should a bus driver earn in salary? Bus driver, driving a bus.
Maybe 60 grand. 60?
How much?
Even
60, 70,000?
Even that's too
We
much.
found a bus driver in the Bay Area earning $227,000 a year.
Oh.
And he ain't the only one. We could not find any bus driver earning less than $100,000 in the Bay Area.
That's insane.
And it's not just in the Bay Area. We're finding $100,000 bus drivers across the
I want
state.
that job.
And we're going to shine a light on it. They're going to be like cockroaches running out of Denny's. It is going to be amazing. It is going to be amazing.
Holy crap.
How about this one? How about this one? Inland Empire Transportation Agency paid $119,000 for a study. Government loves paying money to studies because they basically hire their friends to do studies.
Oh, absolutely.
$119,000 to answer the all-important question: should we have 7 palm trees or 9 palm trees in one median at a corner section of a road? I'll give me half of it. I'll just say split the difference, do 8. Just do 8. $119,000 to answer that bizarre question.
Oh my God.
I could go on, but when you see what we're about to reveal, and by the way, we're going to go market by market, which means that we're going to reveal the wasteful spending in the LA area. Then we're going to come to Orange County and do Orange County. Jerry Brown is going to be out there doing his own event saying, if you don't raise your taxes, you're going to die, and we'll cancel this project. He'll stand in front of that project, in front of a wrecked car, an ambulance, a firefighter, and he'll say, you're going to die, and we're going to cancel this project that would keep you safe. We're going to stand there and say, Are you joking? You're paying $227,000 a year? You're taking money and putting it into high-speed rail that's not going to go anywhere? You're putting money into bike lanes and walk paths and road diets? And you have the audacity to try to scare people here? You literally have no shame, sir.
No.
By the way, we're also just going to get a little guttural with him. Because everywhere he goes, he's going to be shadowed by some stunts. For example, we're going to do what we did in San Diego. We found a librarian earning $234,000 a year in pension payouts. Oh yes, apparently you should vote your kids not to become a doctor or a lawyer, but go study the Dewey Decimal System. $234,000 a year. So we put the librarian on a mobile billboard, and she was doing this. Shh, keep the secret. And we compared it to a 4-star general, and every time the Democrats in San Diego in 2010 tried pushing a sales tax on the ballot, it just magically showed up in the background. And so, look, we are taking this fight to the streets. These people think that they're going to be able to con and lie and defraud taxpayers, and no one's going to challenge them in. We're showing up, we're going to have the evidence, we're going to disclose the information. And so all of this stuff gets to the fraud. But the biggest element of fraud really is the fact that they're going to come out there and they're going to say, we gave you a lockbox. How many of you heard the argument? Well, we gave you a lockbox, Prop 69, lockbox. We voted on how many lockboxes in the last 15 years? You see, the politicians wrote the text for the lockbox, which means there's a secret trap door that opens up, and all the money falls out into the pockets of the special interest, and they walk out.
Yeah, that's it.
Not a word of Prop 69 earmarks even a penny to roads. You should know that SB1, the gas tax, and Prop 69, they do not allocate even a single penny to roads. What they do is they broadly define transportation and related programming to include research grants at the University of California system, parkland acquisition, and of course, walk paths and bike paths, intercity light rail, transit, anything but roads. And of course, Prop 69 and SB1 gives the governor the power, without a vote of the legislature, without a vote of the people, to transfer the money if there's ever a general fund deficit. Well, we have a general fund deficit every other day. So there is no lockbox. It's window dressing entirely. So those are the two major points to make. Besides, yes, on 6 is gas tax repeal. We're doing it because cost of living is too high and working families can't afford it. And number 2, this is all part of a continued fraud to steal our money and never fix the roads.
And more bread.
No accountability. So those are your message points. You are now armed to be a spokesperson for the campaign. You are now armed to take the message out there. So, how are we going to do that? Each of you have at your table our palm card. Please pick it up. Take it in your hand. No, that's a sticker. Palm card. Palm card has lawn signs, gas pump stickers, attend a rally, volunteer for pump. Right there. And on the back, message points.
Oh, this is nice.
First and foremost, how many of you are signed up on the website?
Me.
How many of you get an email from me about once or twice a week?
Me.
All right, if you're not, you got to go on the website, sign up at gastaxrepeal.org. Why? Because we are going to let you know when things are happening up here in South Bay, in Torrance, in Long Beach, in LA proper. We will let you know when you can get free lawn signs, when we're doing rallies. We'll let you know when there's a letter to the editor. You also will then be able to just hit reply to an email if you see that Jerry Brown has done something in your community. Like how many of you seen these illegally posted signs saying, your gas tax dollars at work? That's about the only work that's going to be done with gas tax dollars is a PR campaign. But what we need you to do is let us know what's happening so that we then can divert and address whatever issues need to be addressed. Sign up on that website. And then the second thing is we need you to get 5 other people to sign up on the website in the next 4.5 weeks by Labor Day. We need to grow our list of subscribers so that they can get the information and then start forwarding it out to friends. If we can get one person on every block in every single district to be on the list and have information, we will be able to hit those homes. I know we will, because we will inspire people to get off the couch and say, all right, fine. Send me some material, and I will go door to door, and I'll just put it on the homes that you think are voters, because we'll give you a list of voters. It's really simple. This cannot be done without you. If you're sitting there saying, well, good luck, I'll vote yes, we're going to lose unless we get you actively involved. And let me tell you how we got this far. It's a testament to the individual activism in this state that we've been able to awaken. And it's happening all around the state. I mean, look around here. What was the last meeting in Torrance that you attended that's at noon on a Monday with this many people on an issue of politics? In a while, right?
Never. Thank you.
We are showing up at places and people are saying, oh, I didn't know there were others like me.
Yes, we exist.
And you know what? Our hope is, wax on, wax off, that capability remains after November. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But here's the thing. How did this all get started? It was because people like you, and many in this room, have been active for the past year in making it happen. They've been doing what they can, but because so many people are doing what they can, it has become a powerful force. We launched this in April of 2017, the very day they passed the gas tax increase. And people were calling into my radio show saying, Carl, let's recall the governor. No, he's out of office soon, it's going to be a fool's errand. Let's recall all the assembly members and all the state senators. All right, bull boy, calm down. As much as I want to give them all pink slips, we got to be very focused. And I guess I was like watching the Animal Planet that previous weekend because I said, let's do the gazelle strategy. I said, what lions do to eat is they sit in the grass. And I don't know how they communicate, but they do talk, blinking eyes or something. And they talk to each other about which one of the gazelles they want to go after. Not one each, but which one will they all work together on to take down and have a meal and share it. And they always pick the slowest one, like the one with the limp. And so in this case, I said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to fix the problem, at least for the temporary time. We want to strip the Democrats of the supermajority in the state Senate. Because it takes 3 seats in the Assembly to strip the supermajority, but it's only one in the Senate. So let's stop them from ever raising taxes without a vote of the people by recalling one guy. And I'm scrolling through as I'm talking on the air, and I found the gazelle. This one doesn't just have a limp, he only has 3 legs. And I said, here he is, it's Josh Newman. He picked up a Democrat seat. A Republican seat. He picked it up, turned it to Democrats. He only won by 2,200 votes. And I said, I think we can recall this guy. He's in a seat I think would be upset with what he just did. And so we filed recall papers. I went to the state Senate leader, Pat Bates, and I said, if you raise half the money, I'll raise half the money. It's going to be about $500,000 to do the recall. And she said, whoa, that $250,000, that's a lot of money. And I said, you know what, if you match, I'll get my portion. Can we do it? And it took a long time to get people to even buy in. In fact, Pat Bates was courageous. She was told by some of her political consultants that she jeopardizes her own seat and that they may lose committee assignments. I don't know why you want to sit on a committee where it's 9-2. The vote's going to happen. Okay? No one will miss you if you're not on the committee. Or that they'll take away her nice office.
Oh, darn.
She said, you know what? We're just going to do this. It's the right thing to do. Let's fight. And so, working with John and Ken at KFI, my show on Pogo, we showed up on May 9th to a parking lot in Fullerton, California with all the petitions for recall. We had our red shirts and our red signs and the Arco station there on the corner. And we started broadcasting. And before you knew it, we didn't know what was going to happen. But before you knew it, we had a line of cars out of that gas station. You would have thought Jimmy Carter was president again. It went all the way down to the 5 freeway. And people were gladly waiting, and they were waiting to sign the petition. And then suddenly we see a bunch of petitions piling up. Now, out of the corner of my eye, I see 2 guys that should not have been there. I'll tell you, you can just say that, right? And they were doing this the whole time. And I was like, why are they filming us, taking pictures? What's going on? Well, then after about an hour, we'll be at a stack of petitions of recall signatures. They were doing this. They were freaking out. And what I had heard was that when we announced our recall, Jerry Brown and the Democrats of Sacramento and all the special interests who are in on the whole fraud, they're like, oh, now, you're doing a recall. You radio guys are going to do a special event. Okay, that's it. So after the commercial break, you're done. They didn't think it was actually going to happen. They didn't even know about the money that was being raised. They started sending bullies down. After 2 weeks, they realized that we were well funded, that we were actually doing it, and a bunch of volunteers coming from all around the state.
Yep.
And they sent bullies down. And some of you might have seen the footage on Fox News National, because they did a big expose, where the bullies would show up to the volunteer tables in front of stores. They called the police. They said that the volunteers were harassing them,
That happened to me.
yelling at them, and threatening them. Now, it was a brilliant strategy on Jerry's part, because if you're with your kids and you're walking into a store and you see a bunch of people fighting on the left side of the door, what do? Go to the other door. They thought, all we have to do is make a mess. Now, isn't this the group that's supposed to say that, Trump is divisive and ruining politics? So what you want to do is create confrontations at supermarkets with grandmothers who are part of the Republican Women Federated? Really? That's your strategy? I mean, and you know what? But we stood our ground. And you know how we got those signatures? The volunteers were actually the shiny object. We got those signatures because of dedicated kids like this. We hired people to go door to door and actually get the signatures. Jerry Brown, we called ourselves the shiny objects. The adults were the shiny objects. The kids were walking door to door. We had 150 kids walking door to door. And so we were given 6 months to get 64,000 signatures. We had 100,000 signatures after 6 weeks, and we submitted them. So the recall qualified. They changed the law on us. They delayed. We sued. We won. But we got finally to that point where we got the recall qualified. Before I tell you the result, most of you probably know, but we finished those signatures on the recall, and I said, all right, recall, now we got to go to repeal. And I talked to the coalition members, and they're like, well, you weren't serious about that. We thought we were just getting an extra Senate seat and move on. Use the issue, and yeah, gas tax, get a Senate seat, call it a day. Like, you're typical politicians. You think everyone's lives are better because you won an election? No. People's lives don't get better until you actually give them the tax relief that they see.
Yes.
So you can't just walk away from this. We got to do this. We got to do a repeal. He said, well, it's going to cost $8 million. Because, most of these signatures are all paid. They do $10 a signature. The folks that are sitting out there, they couldn't get hired by the carnival, so they're sitting out there, and they're earning $10 for each of these things. They're making a lot of money, actually, but they're very aggressive. But it's expensive, $8 million. And I said, I think we can do it for 2.5. They're like, no, there's no way. I said, I actually think that we have a lot of volunteers that are willing to do this for free. They said, well, Carl, you and your volunteers, do you know that in the recall of Gray Davis in 2003, only 40,000 signatures were collected by volunteers out of the 600,000.
Wow.
40,000 out of 600,000.
Wow.
So much for your volunteers. Volunteers are nice for press releases. I'm like, no, I think we can do this. So we started sending out emails, asking for two things. Would you volunteer? Would you pledge to sign? And could you contribute some money? $5, $10, $20. After 4.5 months, this is prior to us actually even starting the signature drive, we were able to get 380,000 individuals signed up to pledge to sign. Now we only need 584,000 signatures. So I was able to take that list to supporters and say, we're almost there, okay? All we have to do is give them a sheet of paper to sign and send back. And then, but I asked people to consider contributing. And so after all was said and done, we never had never had a contribution higher than $1,000. Most people gave $5, $10, $15. The average contribution was $37.
Wow.
But 25,000 individuals contributed at least once, and we have raised today $2.8 million.
Incredible.
And of course, the people who said, I'll match you, I don't think they expected us to actually do it. It's like, here you go. They're like, oh, Oh, wow. So, yeah, give me a few weeks on the check. And I'm like, okay, you can have the time, but you remember the deal?
Pay up.
You raise half, you raise half. Now, on those volunteer signatures, we sent out an email. How many of you got an email from me and requested the long form of the gas tax repeal, which has 11 signature blocks on it? The long form. How many of you collected signatures long form? All right, about 8 people, 9 people. 20,000 volunteers collected signatures on the long form. An average of 9 signatures each. 250,000 signatures came in for free from volunteers. Some just signed their own name, which we don't classify as a volunteer. It's like, okay, fine, thanks very much. We'll put that in the 250,000 versus 40,000. That allowed us to defray the cost, cut the cost dramatically, and that's why we got it done under budget. So, just review the bidding here. For all the Sacramento politicians up there and all their special interests, and sometimes both parties are seduced.
Yep.
What we did is we just created a political earthquake, because if you can collect 9 signatures and give an average of $37, you can shake Sacramento to its core. And that's what we plan to do in November.
Thank you.
Same approach, same approach. So anyone who leaves here saying, oh, that's nice, but no one's going to notice little old me not doing it today. You are immensely powerful, because you're working with a couple 100,000 people statewide. We're up to a couple 100,000 active people statewide. We just have to make sure they're active. We have to really get them deployed. So if a couple 100,000 people, 380,000 people, get 5 other people to sign up, basically that's 50% of the electorate in California. A lot of people are going to overlap, which is fine. But we'll have at least a really good head start of people already engaged with the campaign. And even though Jerry Brown's going to fill the airwaves with ads, they're going to be getting our response to those ads every single week, along with, hey, here's what you can do in your area to help out. We're going to be asking people to do things thematically. All right, we've broken down the campaign into little tiny bite-sized chunks. Because if I told you everything we needed to do between now and November, we'd probably have heart attacks.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
Drink it like drinking a fire
hose. If I
hose.
say, can you get 3 or 4 signatures? How many of you kept getting an email from me saying, the deadline is January 10th, and then suddenly January 10th rolls around? Guess what? We're going to extend the deadline by 3 weeks because we needed to get the signatures in and constantly regenerate. So last week we asked you for lawn sign help. Remember that? Who wants to be a lawn sign distribution center? Who wants a free lawn sign? If you can't donate, fine. The big secret is we won't turn anyone away. But we hope that you would understand we need some money for the lawn signs. But if not, hey, go with my blessing with a couple lawn signs for your friends. The lawn signs. And then we said, if you're in the San Diego area, we need to put together 100,000 lawn signs. And let me tell you, that is a chore. We have 600 people coming to help us. We're going to get it done in a matter of hours. Of course, we're going to get the media there to film it all. Earn the media. It's going to be great. It's a great story. But that's just one example of breaking down a very big campaign that's grassroots into bite-sized chunks that we all can pretty much do. Can you host a lawn sign? Sure. You know, Frank's got his campaign office, go pick it up. And if someone says, I'm disabled, I can't pick it up, but I will put the sign in my yard. Where's my buddy who just came up to me and said that he'll deliver signs in this area? There you are. We've got people to do that too. And so everyone working together, suddenly there's going to be signs everywhere. Now, let me just say, please don't put them in public right away. Because I will tell you right now, Caltrans will not do anything with your potholes, but they will destroy our signs. They will pop those suckers out of the medians as quick as possible. So lawn signs. Second, I want you all to look at your table. I want you to pick up these little handy-dandy, little gorgeous little things. See this? Pick this up. Feel it. This is, to some people, a bumper sticker. But it's also a gas pump sticker. It is. It is a gas pump sticker, because guess what? We know that our voters are going to show up and do one thing 4 times on average during October when they got their ballot in their hands. They're going to pump gas. And so Jerry's on the air, we're on the ground. At the very moment that they are literally looking at the numbers, then their eyes drift down and they see this. Now, of course, always ask permission. But I want you to take these today, and what I want you also to do is request, if you're willing, to help reach out to gas stations. And all the gas station owners I've talked to are like, yes, Carl, absolutely, give us signs. Because I don't want my customers to think I'm raising the prices on them. Let us know what you need. We'll put it out there, gas pump stickers and all.
Of course.
But we need you to go and cover your areas. There are 10,300 and some gas stations in the state of California. That's a lot. We can't possibly contact each of them unless you actually in your community, as you're gassing up, which is what you're already doing, have it in your purse, have it in your glove box, go up there and say, hey, can I put this on the gas pump? Great. And before you know it, Jerry Brown will realize he's already lost. By the first week of October, he literally could be faced with every single motorist seeing this and realizing, oh, yes, to repeal the gas tax. And finally, volunteer at home and attend rallies. We're going to come back, as I mentioned, with those press conferences. We're going to do a big bus tour throughout the state. We're going to be down here rallying for Frank Scotto to make sure that he can get the vote out in his district.
Please.
But we also have an opportunity to volunteer from home. We need people who can write letters to the editor. It's just 2 or 3 sentences. They're really short. We need people to staff booths, or at least know what events are happening in the district, so that you can email us, hey, there's a chili cook-off. Hey, there's a festival, street fair. Let us know, and we will jump ball. We'll figure out how we can get someone out there with materials to cover it. But if we all work together, doing a little bit, 9 signatures and $37, of which most people gave $5 or $10, when you add all of that effort up, of so many people doing whatever they can, it is going to win this thing. And so, you know, the media says there's a blue wave. And of course, there's a big head start for Democrats, and you got Brown with $75 million. But come November, Yes on 6 is going to win overwhelmingly, and it is going to be the biggest taxpayer revolt since Prop 13
Yes.
4 years ago. And you're all part of it. You know, we're all part of it. All right. So what is our first assignment?
Log on to the website.
Go on the website, gastaxrepeal.org. That is absolutely the first assignment. I want to recognize a couple candidates who are part of this. We got Dr. Kenneth Wright, a congressional candidate from the 33rd District. From the 47th Congressional District. We've got a member of the City Council of Rancho Palos Verdes, John Cruikshank. Any other candidates here? Any other candidates? Let me just say this. If you don't see an elected official in your community, or a candidate running in your community who's part of Yes on 6, like Frank and these others, ask them why. Are you too chicken to stand up to Jerry? Is that it? Do you want me to pay more in taxes? We need everybody who says that they want to fight for working families to actually show it by getting with Yes on 6. And then, of course, our organization, South Bay Lincoln Clubs, Beach City Republicans, Torrance Lomita Republican Assembly, South Bay Republican Women Federated, the 66th Assembly District Central Committee, and did I miss anyone? All right. So,
Yes,
okay.
Omar Navarro.
Well, that would be great if Omar actually got part of the Yes on 6 campaign. We're waiting to hear back from him. That would be wonderful.
Ah.
And then we got David Headley here. He is the vice chair now of the California Republican Party. All of us working together can make this happen. So what questions or comments do you have? Questions?
We only have a few.
Yes, ma'am,
minutes
right over here. Right over here in the dress.
I wanted to say one thing real quick.
Yeah.
I'm doing a fundraiser with you guys.
Yes.
September 15th, Saturday, a luncheon. I'm doing a fundraiser at my home in the Hollywood Riviera. It's right here local, so I want everybody to know. September 15th. It's 11 to 1.
Yep.
And so it's real close, and it's a fundraiser. So please contact us so we can get you guys involved.
And nobody's going to be turned away. It's a nice brunch. and you're gonna have a lot of fun. It's a champagne, mimosa, brunch, it's on a weekend. We picked a date at a beautiful location so that you can easily get to it. Yeah, you had a question here, on the website.
Well, finally, we're feeling the Republican love, so that's wonderful. What's the alternate, the other side of that 75 million that our governor has? What's the alternate, the other side that we're not touching or we're not reaching? Because if there's 75 million on his side in the Democratic Party, there's gotta be 75 million or more on the other side.
No.
Who are they and where are they?
No, there's not $75 million on our side. Here's why. Because the folks that are up there, they see $5.2 billion, and then them spending $75 million to steal $5.2 billion from you every year. And it, by the way, the gas tax automatically increases every year without a public vote now. We will stop that. They see it as a bargain investment for the special interest to steal all this money. And by the way, we do have an alternative for fixing our roads. It is on our website at gastaxrepeal.org, where we dedicate 100% of the existing lowered gas tax to road repairs. We then dedicate 100% of the sales tax on cars to regional transportation. And then we require fair and open competitive bidding on every single project. No more backward deals.
Thank you.
No more union-only hiring. It's got to be fair and open, and that means we'll get a good bargain for the prices.
Okay, we only have a few more minutes now. I'm really impressed with the rooms filled, by the way. I want to tell you that. I was kind of worried when we planned this. But we have some dates coming up that I need you to remember, because we are going to have a rally, and the rally here in the South Bay, obviously, we need everybody there, very short, 45 minutes. And the microphone comes off and on, but whatever. Anyway, it's going to be about 45 minutes. It's going to be about 45 minutes, and we will give the date on my website and his website when we're going to do it. Remember, he's going to be doing a tour of California in a bus, so we're going to have to plan that properly so he can stop, do the rally, and obviously it's going to be a newsworthy newsworthy type thing. So we're going to have all the channels there. So we need all the clubs in the area to come out in force, and we need all the individuals. Now, that's going to come up in August. We don't have the specific date yet because they have to create the tour that they're going to do. We have to fill that in to when his bus can come into the South Bay. Now, we plan to find a large parking lot so we can do this. It's going to ride 45 minutes, going to be done. You're going to be gone. Okay, and that's how it's going to be. But the idea is to show the people of the South Bay that we are here. We're going to make it happen. Okay, that's one. Number two, my office is on the corner of Lameda and Hawthorne. It's going to be headquarters for the repeal. So we will have lawn signs there and stickers and all this other paraphernalia that we have within 2 weeks. The lawn signs are supposed to be delivered next week, be assembled, delivered, hopefully within 2 weeks.